Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Healed Healer Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here today on my channel. This is going to be a brief trailer, so an introduction to my channel so you can get to know a little bit about me and my soul's journey and how I've come to be here on this platform with you at this time. This is also going to tell you a little bit about the channel and what you can expect here at the Healed Healer Tarot as myself as an intuitive tarot reader, as a spiritual advisor, and as a healer. So I think I want to start with my soul's journey. And my soul's journey and my awakening actually started when I was 5 years old. At that particular time, I had begun to feel in and within myself, I started to question things like, what is the purpose of life? Why am I here? What is this whole thing we call life, and why am I here? And what am I expected to do here on this journey? It seems weird, ironic, and crazy, like when I'm thinking about it, looking in retrospect, that a 5-year-old would have those types of questions. But those were the things that were awakening in me at that time. That's also around the time that I started to explore religion and philosophy in different ways. My family wasn't specifically religious. We had a Bible on the coffee table, praying hands and relics and crosses and things like that of faith in our home. My mother always taught us to say our prayers at night and to say our grace and to bless our food, but we weren't specifically really religious. Like there was no real faith that we followed in any specific order or to any specific extent. Like I knew my mom believed in God, and I knew that from my own internal being that I also believed in a power much higher and much greater than myself. And I also became awakened to the point that there was a purpose for this thing that we called life. And my soul's journey began at that time of exploring the purpose of life, why I was here, and what it was that I was intended to do during my time here. It sounds really odd and crazy. I'm saying like my time here, like for some reason I knew that I wasn't of this place, so to speak. Yeah, kind of, sort of. Like even at the age of 5, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Like, why am I here? And what am I doing here? And please explain to me, what is going on? It was like a shock I was awakened to for, lack of a better explanation or expression of that feeling. And at that time, I began going to church with a friend of mine's in the neighborhood. She used to come over and visit her grandmother, and we became friends. And my mom started to allow me to go to church with her. And it was a Protestant church, and I remember that I started to go to church, and I started to go to Bible school and prayer and Bible study and all of these different things that we would go, like on Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights and Sundays, and sometimes on Saturdays, and Monday was Bible study and or prayer. And I just began to get involved with this whole spiritual aspect of who God is and what the purpose of life was through religion initially. And I met my lifetime friend there. We're still friends 40 years later to this day. We actually had some experiences in this church that I'll probably talk about in some later videos that was really interesting, that were probably some of my initial experiences with the metaphysical world, and for lack of a better word, angels, demons, or things of that nature that I was awakened to through my experience at church. So fast forward to say that by the time I was 7, I was eventually baptized. And I've always had this inner feeling and knowing that I was a child of the divine and that I was here for some specific purpose or reason that I'm now more and more in these last few years of my life have becoming more awakened to. So by the time I was 7 years old, I explored the early phases of my religion. And then when I turned 8, my parents separated and eventually divorced. But one of the things that I transformed and went through at that time was I started to wonder what made people sad. Why were people sad? Why did people have sadness in their life? What was depression and sadness and not feeling good? And like, where did all of that really come from? Because it was foreign to me as a child. We start out this lovely journey as the fool, full of optimism and faith and belief, and that all things are wonderful. And we don't have any expression or understanding of hurt and pain until we've learned it at some point in time upon the journey, which we'll talk about in the next video. But I started to explore that aspect, and that aspect eventually led me into other thoughts and studies as well as other religions. So by the time I was 10, I had gone to church with friends that were Jehovah's Witness, friends that were Jewish, friends that were Catholic, friends that were, from Muslim, from so many different other cultures and faiths and practice of spirituality. My understanding of God began to grow and expand in a completely different way, which I'm so grateful for now that I'm at this age. But by the time I was 12, I began to study. I started with the sciences, really. I started to study meteorology because I wanted to know more about the weather and the planet and, that whole thing. And then I started to study astronomy. And the study of astronomy led me to the study of astrology. So then I began to study astrology and how astrology plays into our character, the way we, our cosmic energy that we were born into by our birthright of our date and our time and our planetary alignment of who we are in the greater scheme of life. That study then opened me up to numerology and timing and the energy of numbers, which eventually led me to tarot. And studying and learning tarot and putting all of these science, philosophies, and religions and things together. By the time I was 12, I started to explore religion even further. That took me into all different types of studies of faith and tradition. And I want to say by that age of 12, I began to really realize that one religion was just an extension of another religion, of another philosophy, of another civilization, of another realization of God, divine, life source, whatever it is that you want to call the one true thing, the energy of the all. And I evolved into that understanding throughout the process of really learning and understanding myself, learning and understanding others, learning and understanding astrology, philosophy, which took me into studies of so many different things of, Kabbalah and the tree of life and chakra energy, my study of philosophy and religion, as well as sociology. And I began to study psychology, which is my profession, studying human behavior. I studied trauma and behavior development over the lifespan. I began to really tap into that energy of what makes people sad, what makes people not evolve to their fullest potential. And that's what this channel is really about. I wanted to answer the question, how to become a fully self-actualized human being, and why some people evolve to actualization and others do not. What is the hang up and the hiccup on this journey soul's journey that we call life, and why some people reach the state of full self-actualization and some people never even move past the space of what we call the chariot, the fully developed ego, and really truly understanding oneself and their relation to all things. And so this channel is dedicated to what is the purpose of life? Identifying where you are on your soul's journey at this time, establishing the life skills and the practical uses of tarot, how you can use tarot in your everyday life to help you to move more freely, more consistently, and more fully through this expression of this thing we call life, so that you can begin to become driven in your divine purpose, become spiritually enlightened, develop your own intuitive senses, to heal your psychic energy through your chakra centers, to create mental clarity and to gain wisdom, create emotional maturity and stability, create the physical health and material abundance that is yours by your divine right, to create the connection with the all, things in the oneness with the divine and the universe as a collective whole. So through my journey of exploration of the sciences of earth, air, fire, water, and ether, of astrology, numerology, Kabbalism, chakras, alchemy, occult, psychic, mental, as well as spiritual, psychology, philosophy, all of the sciences of mathematics and physics, as well as the mythology, the metaphysical world, tradition and mysticism, geometry, all of the hermetic principles that govern our life force and our divine being, as well as herbalism, Reiki, and crystal healing are the tools that complement us here on this journey that we can use to grow, evolve, and expand into our divine purpose by our divine right. The thing that I came to realize is that we are oneness with the divine. What we call is I am, that I am, the English version of the Hebrew that translates into I am who I am, I will be that I choose to be, I am what I am, I will be that what I will be, I create what I create, and I am the existence of the one, the all in all, almighty, true and living, divine God. And what I realized through my process of evolution is that these messages and this whole soul journey and this whole thing that we call life can be explained through the tarot with more practical uses and how to elevate ourselves above and beyond this lower level energies. Really understanding how to become a fully self-actualized human being and rising above any energy that is low vibrational and does not serve our greatest good and our highest emanation in life. So, if this sounds like something that you are interested in, the whole thing will be listed in the next video, Our Soul's Journey, as I have this soul journey laid out here of our elevation from learning to living to mastery and our freedom and release into the oneness of the all. And there is also another follow-up video, the consecration of your soul journal, where you'll write down all of the aspects of tarot as we will go through learning who you are energetically, learning your soul purpose and where you are along the journey. We'll look at your divinity number. We'll look at your birth number. We'll look at the life path that you're on and what is your purpose to be gained in this specific life cycle. And we'll also begin to explore all of these aspects that make us who we are as we grow, learn, and expand. So I want you to really think about if this is something that you are interested in and you want to explore and learn more about the practical uses of tarot and how you can use tarot in your everyday life. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with your family and friends. Visit me at my website, thehealedhealertarot.com. All of that information will be listed in the description box below. And when you register on the page, you will receive a free um, chart. You need to add your name, full name, your date of birth, the city and state in which you were born in, as well as the time that you were born. And you will receive a free copy of your birth chart as well as a complimentary gift just for joining me over on my website and taking the time to register. Also, join me on my Facebook page. On the Facebook page, you can like and follow me there. And I also do pop-up readings for daily energies. I do daily energy reads there, but I also do pop-up readings where I'll be popping up and you'll get a notification that says I'm live, and I'll be just talking about the energies that may be surrounding you in that moment in time and how best to navigate those energies so that you can continue to move forward and you can continue to elevate on a higher vibration and a higher vibrational scale. If those are the things that you are looking to do, if you're really looking to become spiritually enlightened, to align more authentically with Source, to heal, to live your life with joy, peace, purpose, and intent, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Visit me at my website, thehealedhealertarot.com. Join me on Facebook and make sure that you share this video with family and friends and all those that you think would also like to explore their soul's journey more deeply and more fully and live that abundant, blessed life that is yours by your divine right. I want to thank you so much for joining me here today on my channel and becoming a part of my Soul Joiner family. I am so excited and thrilled to be working with you and for you and entrusting me with your soul's journey back to the divine. I'm wishing you nothing but blessings, love, peace, happiness, and abundance be unto you until our soul paths cross again, Soul Joiners. Namaste.